first I was afraid. I was a first timer and I didn't know anything about clinics. But my first experience when I walked in the door, they were very friendly.
Good neighbor, how can I help you?
I love the fact that they have the time to even give me a call and say, you know, how I'm doing, how the girls are. They've always been on top of her treatment. They've always given me a call to let me know that they're here for me.
When you need access to health care, you want to go someplace that treats you like a good neighbor.
About 40 years ago, when a man named Ben Benitez was rector of our church, St. John the Divine, he and a group there found out about the Fourth Ward Clinic and Dr. Bob Eckert and got a movement going to help them. It was unbelievably poor. Dr. Eckert started out in just a house on Pierce, and then the Weingarten's grocery chain had an abandoned store on, I guess, West Dallas, and they gave part of that space. The waiting area was, you sat in church pews, and there were curtains on the wall, and the examination tables or card table or whatever they had.
I've been so fortunate to meet some of the early families, and they said we didn't have any money in the bank and we didn't have air conditioning, but we had the building, and so we decided to step out on faith and open the doors, and we got a $900 grant to turn on the electricity.
The people that were coming to see me at my church, I would say to them, have you tried the Good Neighborhood Clinic? And I'd call Mary Lou and I said, Mary Lou, this couple really needs help. And Mary Lou would call someone, and between the two, we would see they got there. And then from that, Mary Lou and I started asking some of our friends for a little more money, and our churches for a little more. And the clinic started growing and helping more and more people. Here we are today.
To provide quality primary health care to those who need it. No matter what your status, no matter your ethnicity, no matter who you are. Right now, while our primary target is the Fourth Ward in the Heights area, we serve patients from all over the greater Houston area.
One of my sisters told me about Good Neighbor, and I've been a patient here ever since.
We've added a dental clinic about 12 years ago, and we've found it meets a greater need than we even anticipated. But then we've also had a relationship with the University of Houston College of Optometry for over 35 years to help people get glasses and have eye care. We've added behavioral health services and psychiatry in collaboration with Family Services of Houston and Menninger.
If I had known about Good Neighbor when I had insurance, I would have been coming over here. That's just how much I like this clinic. The quality of care is excellent.
So we're going to build back on the old property that the church has bought many years ago.
Just having something new, better designed, having better patient flow will allow, as they project, 50% more patients to be served on an annual basis. It's very visible, which is important, but there's a presence as you come up to the building. It's on West Gray, and it's right at a metro stop. So when you come up to the front door, you will not realize that the back part of the building is parking, and of the 4 floors, the top 2 floors are over the entire block, whereas the first 2 floors are half of the block, and the back half is the parking garage. The 3rd floor is all clinic, primary care, and the 4th floor is eye and dental care. My grandfather started building in Houston in 1909, so we're over 100 years old, and we've been involved in health care the whole time. And it's real important to the Tellefson family to be involved with something that's larger than ourselves. And part of that is giving back to the community and in any way we can.
A lot of people think that the federal government gives us enough to run the clinic, and the federal government grant is only about 14% of our total budget. Patient fees are only about 15 or 16% of our overall budget. So everything else comes from the generosity of the Houston population.
Mariposa.
On September 21st, 2012, that's where my life changed completely. They took various tests, and that's when they discovered that she had leukemia. It was hard, but I knew that I had to fight for her. Her doctor, when she found out, she directly left the clinic to go to the hospital. And she took gifts for Celeste. And she calls me constantly wanting to know her condition. They've supported me 100%. I love them like if they were my family. Thank you. Thank you for having such a kind heart and for taking care of my girls like if they were their own.